Hey, what's good? It's another episode of fucking Terraria. It's been a whole freaking time. Yeah, no, life got kind of busy, and unfortunately for me, that meant I could not post for a while. Uh, or I've been posting, I haven't been recording. Not to any fault, I actually couldn't. It was more just a calculation on my part that I had other things to focus on, and that's probably going to continue for a lot of the summer with work, commission work. I'm pretty much done with my book, and I'm going to be working on getting it published. Uh, there's a whole lot of stuff like that. School. I'm planning my first ever trip alone, like outside of like going to college. And I've just recently, like within the last 2 days, have had a pretty bad sports injury. So that's where all of that comes from. This episode, however, we are going to have some fucking fun. I am fighting Skeletron, and then with all three mechanical bosses defeated, I am going to go, farm some Chlorophye, as you can obviously tell from the title. Uh, Outside of all of that, uh, I don't have any major life updates, so we'll have to find something else to talk about. And I'll go into a little bit more detail here in this take into just life stuff, since I wanted to get all out of the way at the beginning, so people, if they were interested, they could stay and listen in. If not, they could just understand what the video's about, like gameplay wise, to keep up. Uh, no, strategy with fucking Skeletron's pretty fucking easy. I don't think I have to explain the crap out of that. You just destroy the hands. Usually the melee or the cannon hand is what I destroy last. The other ones don't necessarily cause me more problems. It's actually ones that cause me the most problems that I tend to destroy last, mostly just because like the cannon and chainsaw hand, which beat the shit out of me, are really supported by the other ones, and they end up being the hardest to destroy. Okay, that's out of the way. I don't know. I've redone my shoulder. It's kind of fucked. I don't think it's torn. I think I strained it pretty bad, which is always going to be unfortunate to have any sort of injury. And this one wasn't even like me egoing. I just grabbed the pull-up bar wrong when jumping and ended up being all that weight on that shoulder. So I'm pretty sure it's a sprain or something. I can't really be sure. Uh, Outside of all that, uh, you know, it's just been hectic. I've, you know, gosh, how to explain it? Am I summoning? Did I summon the twins and what the heck just... Oh, I summoned the Eye of Cthulhu, and... I mean, that's pretty smart, because then I get the heals from the Eye of Cthulhu while fighting. No, I just general life stuff, like working on being a better person, keeping away from bad habits. I don't have any, like, drug habits or something, but, we all have things we wish to improve on as a person, and then if you ever have, like, a slip-up of a bad habit... Like, let's say you bite your nails and, like, nail polish, whatever, months without biting your nails. And then you make the mistake of biting your nails and you really hurt yourself biting your nails. Something like that. Like, that's the best analogy I can go for. Like, I'd done really good on avoiding a bad habit, and it's nothing like, I didn't kill someone or something. But I did really good at avoiding a bad habit and fell back into it. And I was really being like self-punishing, like, oh my god, I can never forgive myself and all this stuff. I realized that if I shouldn't punish myself if other people aren't going to punish me for the bad habit, for what I did. Like, other people, it was totally okay. It didn't, it affected others, but it didn't permanently tarnish anything, and there's no reason to punish myself for somebody else's sake. That's so dumb. Like, I should just focus on being better from then on out, and really using that as like a thing I remember to be better about because I slipped up, and not be angry that I slipped up at all, because everyone, falls back on bad habits. And I know there's a good chance people are gonna be like, "Oh, what was this habit?" Like it wasn't. It's not something I'm comfortable talking about, but whatever it is, it's probably less bad than you're thinking. Like I didn't like do anything physically harmful. I didn't do anything directly like maliceful. I just made a fucking mistake. Like I know it's weird. It sounds worse if I talk about like this in this context where it's like very on detail, but that's what I'm comfortable doing. Uh Outside of that, I've, with just on the topic of life improvement, I've been trying my best to just be like kind. And that's something that I know it's fucking cheesy, but like, I had family over just recently. I like opened the doors for them and stuff, did tasks, even if it went on my way, doing some of that. Like, I've been doing things people ask me to do, just shit like that. I know that's like, a child learns that. I knew that. I've just been trying to be better about it and like more purposeful with it. And there's all that. Gosh, outside of that, I've been playing a lot of Battle Brothers, which is going to come onto the channel soon. I've started a bunch of, I'm like, I'm going to do one campaign to reorient myself, and then come back and do it. And so there's this long list. I'm going to get to like the gym stuff, but just some of the more examples of being kind. Actually, I should do that first. Like there's this lady at the gym I had a lot of conflict with, and just recently she was moving a machine. I just went up to her, and no words exchanged. I just helped her with it and stuff, and I don't know if it's cheesy. It's like it made me feel better. It did. Like I'm not gonna lie about that. Like I've just been doing that stuff, and with work and everything, I don't know. I want to feel like an adult, and if I want to feel like and I had like a birthday semi recently. Like I know that's fucking nonsense when I said that, because this is gonna be uploaded in like I think literally like months from now. I don't fucking know. But I had a birthday semi recently, and just finally, like, I don't like birthdays because it's just like getting older. So it took me a couple months to process, and then just finally, I'm like, well, I'm this now. I want to be this, not like this is in 18, like this is in further into adulthood. And I'm like, I want to be like the type I would look up to when I wasn't this. I don't know. It's fucking cheesy as hell. I'm sorry. I'm over here like teaching life lessons. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about a lot, and I've been working on a lot. So it's basically what's going on. Battle Brothers. Let's return to that before I change the subject. So like when I do Battle Brothers, I'm going to start from the top. And like the top challenge, because there's a list of like starting scenarios, and I'll work my way down. So what I've been doing recently is I've been playing a lot of the bottom ones to myself a lot, which I've really enjoyed. It's been I don't know, it's been a time. I had a really, really, really good couple runs that have been a lot of fun. I'll probably feature them in my first episode of Battle Brothers, but that's basically that. I'm not sure what else there is to talk about. The trip, that's gonna, it's been taxing, like money and planning, and especially if you're going on a trip with a bunch of people, like figuring out who pays for what and all the differences between all that is super crazy to me. And it's definitely had me look at like in the I'm gonna do this trip, but in the future, like by the time I do this trip again, because it's probably gonna be it, if I am lucky, it's going to be a trip I go on multiple times, like if everything works out. It just had me, I guess, thinking. Also, we're looking for the temple now as well, but I guess it had me thinking where I'm like, next time I do it, I want to be able to cover more of the trip. Like I'm covering, a lot. Like I got the Airbnb and everything, but and they're gonna pay me back for part of it. But I want to be able to like cover more, and I want to be way better about it. And there's just stuff like that with like trip planning, and just it's a whole bunch to plan for, and I was not expecting it. Fuck. Okay, that's basically everything. So we're in this cool fucking marble biome. They didn't used to have back in my day. They didn't have this shit in Terraria. Now we got this shit. It's kind of crazy. I do like it. I'm not. I think I talked about last episode. I'm mining Chlorophyte, which is not at all useful to me. That it's useful for me, I think, in the terms of turtle armor, but definitely not 900 of it. That would be useful to a ranger class. I talked about this last time, how I'm collecting all the items for all the classes, but I'm not going to come and cheat and get those items. The only thing I'll come and get is like building blocks for my next characters, and I think that's more out of like, I don't know, I really, building blocks isn't cheating, but like ammo and stuff could still be cheating. Maybe, depending on how people want me to do, I could get like chlorophyte bullets or arrows or something when the time comes, and I won't have to grind that as much. But I will kind of leave that up to the discretion of other people to justify it to me, because I definitely don't want to do it, and I don't want to cheat. But if other people are like, hey, you should probably do that, it's pretty stupid not to, then I'll be like, yeah, I guess you're right. That's kind of how I work with like things I look down upon. If someone else can be like, hey, you shouldn't look down upon that, I'm like, oh crap, you're right. And then it's easier for me to do it. I don't know what the fuck that's called. Like, I have a strong sense of justice. And then, it's whatever. We're doing all this, which we're actually going to terraform here in a couple episodes, that whole area we were just in. It's going to be a pretty fucking massive project. Crap. What else is there to talk about? Terraria is, like, over update-wise, right? Like, from what I know, someone can tell me about this. They're just doing, like, little add-ons. Like, whatever Red's kids want, or some, I don't know. I read some sort of tweet like that. But they're doing that right. Like, they're pretty much done. There might be a Terraria 2, or are they going to keep, there's not much left to add. I think they've said that. So the rest is just patching and adding stuff they want to add. I don't know, Terraria 2 would be pretty fucking cool. I genuinely don't know what I'd make of it if there was going to be a Terraria 2. Like, what would I want from that? Like, the same system, maybe NPCs more interactive, maybe, like, NPCs helping with certain bosses, and just stuff like that, and like a way, I know it's already pretty complex, but just for the sake of complexity, armor and weapon system, like each different thing, material able to make a bunch of different armors and weapons, and there being more variety than like flail, spear, sword. There being like throwing, I know there's throwing daggers, but I'm talking like even like in wood you would have cool like Mirasami blades and shit. Like, that sounds bullshit, but, like, you get what I'm saying. All that, all the same bosses from Terraria, but maybe each with an extra phase or, like, complexity, and then, like, a bunch of shit in between, kind of like Cataclysm or whatever people are wanting me to play. Definitely stuff like that. I don't know, I really like all that. Real quick, this is me finally getting the Terra boots. I've worked very, very hard for them. And so while that plays in the background, the outro, I'm glad I was able to talk through this video. I'm pretty proud of myself. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or whenever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's all right. Outside of that, I want to offer thanks for listening to me. I know I'm rambling about fucking relationships. Like, I didn't go into any details, but like relationship trips, and I'm talking about the gym and fucking a bunch